been 4 years since I turned a prop and decades since I flew with Tom. He's been a good friend and was my flight instructor way back. He just happened to buy a float plane and was nice enough to let me fly his bird from Salida back to Denver. It had been over 20 years since we sat side by side in a small plane, and it sure brought back some memories. Flying all over Colorado and Wyoming in my 20s and landing on obscure dirt runways with Tom. This was an excellent opportunity for me to do some reconnaissance for my upcoming planned adventures. The South Fork of the South Platte River is a river I'll be attempting to float as much as my skill will allow in its entirety during the upcoming year or two. I'm going to try to get the North Fork and the North Platte and the actual Platte in there as well. But we'll see how it goes. This fork of the river system has some intense sections of whitewater, and as you can see from the footage, the reason is obvious. It's just a sheer number of boulder-choked steep sections. I may be walking some of it, but I'm excited to get into it nonetheless. The South Platte supplies Denver with approximately 50% of its municipal water, I think, providing water for about 3/4 of Colorado's residents. The utility Denver Water controls much of how the public uses this particular branch of the Platte River. This is a gold medal trout river. It serves as an important part of the continental bird migration routes, providing habitat for birds like the sandhill and the whooping cranes, millions of other migrating birds. In some places, this river averages 350 game fish per acre, and in one section up to 3,500 per mile. That's just a lot of trout. They are cagey, I hear. I haven't fished a lot up here myself. It does get a fair amount of fishing pressure because of its proximity to Denver. The Pike National Forest Ranger District that controls the recreation on this river is converting 300 or more dispersed campsites into reserved fee-paying sites. I'm not wild about this at all. It's definitely a departure from how I used this national forest system when I was growing up. However, the proximity of the river to the Front Range means this area is overloved. It's been ridden hard and put away wet. How will they handle backpacking style campers? If I float the river for multiple days, will I be facing tickets for poaching a campsite in the remote sections? I mean, it's hard to estimate how many visitors the watershed sees each year. We've all seen it though. The trashing of free national forest campsites is what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm pretty tired of seeing the signs of unethical camping. Hundreds of cat holes littered with crap, discarded camping gear, overgrown fire pits loaded with glass and beer cans, trees riddled with bullets, rocks tagged with graffiti. I mean, give me a break. You know, if it keeps some of these people from doing that, or at least holds them accountable, then maybe that's what we need. Because apparently a lot of the folks on the Front Range need to grow up and learn how to use the backcountry, if you can call it backcountry quotation. So as much as I hate the pay-to-play system, I'm not sure how else the Forest Service can manage the situation. If you have any thoughts about this, I'd love to hear it. Maybe somebody has some other ideas that aren't getting out there. Not that we can do a whole lot, but it might make for an interesting conversation. As I fly over this river, I'm totally excited and a little trepidatious for my upcoming my upcoming forays down this beautiful corridor. I wonder if I'll be harassed and fined for free camping or floating through private land. I guess I'm just going to have to wing it on some parts. I'm sure it's going to feel like poaching on certain sections, even though it's not. It's all public land. Anyhow, I'll be posting videos of each segment I do. I'm going to try to paddle each segment sequentially, but we'll have to see what happens. I may have to jump up to the North Platte during good flows early in the year, or wait on water to come up on the South Fork sections, or on the South Platte sections. If you want to see the river in its entirety, piece by piece, think about subscribing. If you've watched this far, maybe give it a like. Thanks for watching, and let's keep public lands in public hands.